If creating a passionate, trusting marriage after infidelity was just about trust, then why are so many women still waking up with anxiety, overthinking every text, and feeling stuck even when their husband is doing everything right? If you've been told that healing comes with time, therapy, or waiting for him to prove himself, you're missing a critical piece. Because if you're still checking his phone, still questioning his every move, still feeling like your body is on high alert, your heart pounding at every notification, your stomach in knots, even when things seem fine, your mind racing with worst case scenarios, this isn't just a trust issue. This is betrayal trauma. And today I'm going to show you exactly why most women stay stuck, the biggest mistakes that keep you trapped, and the 3-step method to actually rebuild trust, intimacy, and security in your marriage without spending another year in fear. If this video is already speaking to you, hit like so more women can find this. I'm Soraya Bastian, a neurosomatic specialist and yoga therapist, and I've helped hundreds of women heal from betrayal trauma and create passionate, loving, intimate relationships after infidelity, even when they felt broken, anxious, and unsure if their marriage could survive. Here's what most people won't tell you. Therapy helps you process betrayal, but it doesn't rewire your nervous system. Talking to your husband gives temporary reassurance, but it doesn't rebuild internal safety. And boundaries help you feel in control, but they don't stop intrusive thoughts or emotional flashbacks. This is why so many women stay stuck. Because if your body and nervous system are still in survival mode, it doesn't matter what your husband does. It doesn't matter how much time passes. You will still feel on edge, like you can't fully exhale, like your body is tense even when he's doing everything right. You might look fine on the outside, but inside your body's bracing for impact. Your thoughts are scanning for danger, and no matter how much you want to move forward, something inside you won't let you relax. If you feel like you're just coping, not healing, it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix it. Comment ready below if you're done staying stuck and want real healing. Most people, including therapists, define betrayal trauma as the deep psychological distress caused by a violation of trust in close relationship. That definition comes to you from Jennifer Freud. And while that's technically true, it's not the whole picture. Betrayal trauma isn't just about what he did, it's about what happened inside of you. See, betrayal trauma is different from other types of trauma because it comes from someone you depended on for love, for stability, for protection. It's not just about broken trust, it's about survival. And the way most women are taught to heal, it leaves all the power in his hands. He's the one who broke trust, so he needs to rebuild it. He's the one who cheated, so he's the one who has to prove he's changed. He's the one who did this, so the future of this marriage is up to him. So what happens? You wait, you watch, you analyze every move. Does he seem more honest today? Did he say the right thing in therapy? Did he follow the rules you put in place? If he does, maybe you exhale for a moment. If he doesn't, you spiral again. And this is why traditional approaches leave women stuck. Because as long as your healing depends on him, you will always feel powerless. No matter how much he complies or doesn't care, you stay trapped. Because whether he's proving himself to you or breaking another promise, your brain and body are still wired for survival. This is what's going on inside of you. Your amygdala, the fear center, is still in overdrive, keeping you hypervigilant. Your prefrontal cortex, or the logical thinking part of your brain, is still shut down, making it impossible to trust your own judgment. And your nervous system is still in trauma mode, keeping you trapped in cycles of anxiety, suspicion, and fear. And this is why you still check his phone, even when he says he's doing everything right. This is why you still replay every detail, even when he promises it meant nothing. This is why you still can't relax, even when he swears he'll never do it again. Because no amount of waiting, talking, or watching will heal a nervous system that has been hijacked by trauma. This is why traditional approaches don't work, because they focus on trusting him again instead of restoring safety in you. Like this video if this is hitting home for you right now. I want you to ask yourself something. What happens if nothing changes? Will you still be grabbing his phone the second he leaves the room, your hands shaking as you scroll through messages, your stomach dropping with every notification? Will you still be waking up in the middle of the night, quietly sneaking into the bathroom just to check if he deleted anything? Will you still feel that rush of panic every time you see his screen light up, wondering if today is the day you find something? Or if you're just driving yourself deeper into a cycle you can't escape? Will you still be lying awake at night, staring at the ceiling, your mind racing with 100 what ifs? And will you still be jolting awake at 2 a.m., your heart pounding, your stomach in knots, replaying old conversations and thinking about her? Will you still be lying there, exhausted but unable to turn your brain off, wondering if he's really asleep next to you or if he's hiding something all over again? Will you still be holding your breath every time he leaves the house, crossing your fingers, waiting for proof that your marriage is actually healing? And will you still be analyzing his words, his tone, his every move, searching for signs that things are finally getting better? Will you still be stuck in the exhausting cycle of hope and disappointment, feeling relief when he's doing all the right things, only to spiral back into doubt the second he forgets to check in, stays late at work, or doesn't say the exact right thing? And will you still be making the future of your marriage dependent on his actions, wondering when or if you'll ever feel secure in your relationship again? Because here's the truth, nothing about your marriage will change if you don't. My client Rachel spent 2 years waiting for her husband to prove himself, waiting for trust to just come back, waiting to feel normal again. But even on the good days, something still felt off. She felt if she just held on long enough, things would go back to the way they were. But they never did. Because waiting doesn't rebuild a marriage. Waiting doesn't restore trust. And waiting doesn't heal the damage betrayal has caused inside of you. When Rachel finally stopped waiting and started Beyond Breath, she wasn't just learning how to deal with betrayal trauma, she was healing at the source. And when she did that, her marriage finally had the chance to heal too. Healing isn't about waiting, it's about deciding. Comment, I'm ready, if you're done waiting and want real healing. Now, I know what you're thinking, but my husband is the one who did this. He should be the one to fix it. And you're right. You didn't ask for this. You didn't deserve it. You were blindsided by it. But let me ask you something. Imagine you're crossing the street and out of nowhere a bus runs right into you. Whose fault is it? The bus driver's, no question. And if you're thinking, well, he needs to take responsibility for what he did, you're right. And I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But for now, let's keep playing this scene out. You're in the hospital, broken and in pain. Does it help you to sit there and say, well, he did this to me. He needs to fix it. He should be the one making me better. No, because the bus driver can't do that for you. Yes, he caused the damage, but you're the one who has to go to physical therapy. You're the one who has to do the work to walk again. You're the one who has to take back control of your body, your life, and your future. It's not fair, but it's reality. And betrayal trauma is the same way. You can wait for your husband to do all the right things, but that won't heal your nervous system. You can watch him to prove himself over and over, but that won't stop the intrusive thoughts. You can make his actions the deciding factor in whether or not your marriage survives, but that still leaves you powerless. My client Melissa waited years for her husband to change before she let herself heal. She kept thinking, if he does the work, then I can finally feel safe again. But the longer she waited, the worse it got. Even when he did everything she asked, she still didn't feel trust. she still didn't feel peace. She still felt stuck. When she finally took back control, everything changed. Not just for her, but for her marriage. Because when you heal, the entire dynamic of your marriage shifts. And let's be honest, you're exhausted, aren't you? This, if he's in, I'm in. If he pulls away, I shut down. This waiting, watching, reacting, nothing ever really changes. You're still doubting, still hurting, still stuck. But the second you stop making your healing dependent on him, that's when you finally get your power back. That's when your marriage actually has a chance to heal. Like this if you're realizing you don't have to wait for him to heal you. So here you are. You're waiting for answers, for proof, for closure. You're waiting for him to say the exact right words that will finally make this make sense. You're waiting for him to show up in a way that makes you believe again. You're waiting to know for sure, is he still talking to her? Is he really committed? Will he ever change? And as long as you don't have all the information, as long as there are still question marks, you feel like you can't move forward. But here's the truth no one tells you. Your healing is not in the hands of the one who has harmed you the most. Even if you don't have all the answers, even if you don't know if he's still lying, even if you never get the full story, you can still heal. Because healing isn't about unlocking some secret piece of information. It's not about waiting until he proves himself or does enough to make you feel safe again. Healing is about building a bridge between the pain you're in right now and the life, love, and peace you want on the other side. And that bridge is not built on what he does or doesn't do. It's not built on what he confesses or hides. It's built on you. My client Sarah told me, I kept thinking I needed him to fix this, that if he didn't, I would be stuck feeling this way forever. But the moment she realized her healing wasn't dependent on his choices, everything changed. The constant anxiety started to fade. The intrusive thoughts stopped controlling her every move. The panic that had a chokehold on her life finally loosened. Because she was no longer waiting for the marriage to heal before she did. And this is the shift most women never make. They think they need a guarantee before they take that first step. They think they need to know exactly what he's doing, thinking, feeling before they allow themselves to feel peace. They think safety comes from what he does next. But safety comes from what you do next. This is exactly why you need a method that puts the power back in your hands, one that doesn't leave your healing up to him. And that's what I'm about to show you next. Like this, if this is the shift you know you need to make. Now that you understand why you've been stuck, let's talk about how to actually heal. So you can stop just surviving this and actually rebuild the marriage you want. Here's my 3-step method. Number 1, restore your sense of safety. Before trust can be rebuilt in your marriage, it has to be rebuilt inside you. This means healing the trauma responses that are keeping you stuck in fear, hypervigilance, and anxiety, so you can finally feel calm, clear, and in control again. Number 2, rebuild your confidence. Infidelity shatters self-trust. Rebuilding confidence means learning how to stop second-guessing yourself, release the constant doubts, and make decisions from a place of clarity so you can move forward with certainty instead of fear. And number 3, reconnect with your husband from a place of strength. Real intimacy and connection can't be forced, controlled, or faked. When you heal your own trauma, you naturally change the dynamic of your marriage, allowing trust, intimacy, and connection to be rebuilt in a real and lasting way. This isn't about settling. It's about taking back control of your life and your relationship. Inside Beyond Breath, I'll teach you the exact step-by-step method to heal betrayal trauma at the root, rebuild trust in yourself, create the love and intimacy and connection you deserve. Your future isn't built on waiting. It's built on the decision you make today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'm dropping new videos every week to help you take back your peace and rebuild your marriage after infidelity.